Welcome everyone to another edition of Talented Universe. I'd first like to welcome my co-host for this show, Gina. Gina, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about you, Mike?
I'm doing great. And now I'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Luke Dulac. Welcome,
Hi.
Luke. How are you doing?
Hi. Doing good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Luke is a little bit delayed on his internet connection, so please, everyone, bear with him and us as we navigate the time delay. It can be a pain, but hey, I'm glad Luke is here. Luke, you are here because you do something unique. You use the Cyr Wheel, and you do how would you describe what you do on the Cyr Wheel?
Like acrobatics.
And
like you get inside it and spin around like how a coin spins on its edge, and then you do like tricks and flip stuff in it.
Oh, well, that is cool. And I know I've got a question because I was going to ask this question, but she did anyway. Arc54 says, good evening. And then she says, I understand you decided to learn the wheel during the pandemic because regular weights weren't helping you go where you wanted. Is this true? I guess.
Yeah, basically, I'd been working out like 3 hours a day before doing the Cyr Wheel, and I kind of was plateauing, and it was kind of not very much fun. And so I was like, wanted to work out if it's actually like more fun, and I went down a YouTube rabbit hole in the middle of 2020 and found like that Cyr. Like, oh, that looks like a fun workout.
Yeah, and then she asked, do you find your past experience working with pole vaults helpful?
Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely like the strength training that pole vault had, and being used to going up and down and stuff only helps with the Cyr Wheel. I think the Cyr Wheel is a lot more fun than pole vault, though.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. And you are, if I remember correctly, you are from Michigan, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to post, oops, where did they go? Here are where did they go? I lost them. Okay, I thought I had your links up here, but I do not yet. I'm going to have to work on those. Gina, do you have any questions for Luke?
Well, so you felt like you weren't having fun, and you weren't. So you just came across the Cyr Wheel and said, "Hey, I'm just going to try that," and eBay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what else are you going to do when you're flying inside at home for an indeterminate amount of time?
Right. Well, some of us gardened and some of us made sourdough bread, but we just decided to be a little more physical. And so really it was just, that looks fun. I'm gonna get one and train myself to use it.
Yeah, and I spent like probably 8 hours a day during lockdown doing the Cyr Wheel.
Wow. And do you do your own choreography? Is it something that you just learn to do? And then I use the word choreography for lack of a better word, I guess. But
yeah, there are like specific tricks you can do. But yeah, I just watch people do it on YouTube and stuff in the internet, just like follow along, basically.
Wow, that's amazing. And you already had the upper body strength, I imagine, from the pole vaulting.
Yeah, exactly, and core strength.
Bottom too, I guess, your legs to spin yourself. I mean, I basically get a crick in my neck just watching your videos. So it's like, oh, yeah. But you make it look easy, my man. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Give me another second. I'm almost done, Gina. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I thought this was here, but it was not.
So I wasn't able to see one close up. So what is it constructed? What does it look like? You know, when you're on it?
It's like stainless steel coated in PVC.
Wow. And
then the LED one has like little light strips on the sides of it.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. It's very cool, and it just looks like it takes a lot of balance and strength.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty much. It weighs about 45 pounds in itself.
45 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, and then you just have to balance yourself and see. I would look like a flopping fish, I imagine, if I tried to get on that. But so, what is it? How do you attach yourself to it? I guess is what I'm asking.
You just hang on, basically. There aren't really any handles or anything, but you see beside just the obvious wheel, like there aren't handles or tape or Velcro or anything's holding you in, wouldn't be obvious.
Wow.
There's not really a trick to it in that regard.
Oh, I guess I just assumed you like somehow strapped yourself to it. You know, there's some kind
No,
of
definitely don't do that.
wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see what else. So where are you performing?
Just trying to do gigs here and there when I can right now, just whenever people will hire me.
Right. Well, I saw a lot of your the videos that you had on Instagram, and so do you have you set those up yourself, or do you have people you work
Yeah.
with to help you?
No, I just set it up myself.
Wow. You don't need a spotter or anything. You just were
No.
wow. See, that's I didn't injure myself, I think.
Did you crash a lot when you first started, or no?
Yeah, there are some dents in tables and holes in walls and stuff when I first started for sure, and some broken decorations around the house.
Are certain people upset with you because of this, or did they forgive you?
I think it's fine now because now the person that was at with got a shopping spree in Chicago tagging along for one of my performances. So I think it all evens out in the end.
Wow. So
Oh,
you're
there you
traveling. You've traveled so far?
Yeah, with it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Arc 54 has another question. Does having a mathematical or scientific mind help to understand force, mass, and movement?
Yeah, I think so. It's basically the same physics as like when you spin a coin and it spins around, just kind of scaled up. One thing I've used I'm finishing up my computer engineering degree at Michigan Tech, and one thing I've used for is like programming the wheel. That's all like programming. And then I also have some smart lights in the house, like some full color smart lights, and I've figured out to write a concept that syncs them to music and changes the color like all in tandem with the lights on my wheel and everything. So that's really cool.
Oh, that is so neat. So we have those smart lights too, and we haven't played with them enough to do that. Where you can have the music through them and everything, and we do the red alert.
Python script that starts music, automatically connects to the lights router and starts it, and then also starts the wheel and all at the same time and keeps the time of everything. It's pretty neat.
Wow.
Well, I thought Arc 54 was going to ask this question, so I am going to ask, because she had told me I'm going to ask him this, and I said, "Oh, I wanted to ask him that," and she hasn't asked it yet, so I'm going to go ahead. Does the floor get damaged when you're on the wheel? Because are you still doing it mainly in your living room?
Yeah, it doesn't really get that damaged. Like a little bit, it will like over time if you do it for 1,000 hours, it will. But like it's really no worse than like one of those rolling office chairs. It's kind of like that in terms of what it does to the floor. Like it is designed to be used indoors, and the one I use now I use exclusively indoors, so it's not like it's getting like rocks and stuff on it and bringing them indoors. So it's pretty easy on the surface.
You have more than one now?
Yeah, I have a regular one that I use like just for training, and then the LED one that's more fragile, but it's just for videos and performing.
Right. Wow.
Now I have noticed that you wear costumes most of the time when you do that.
It helps in my viewership. I found like keeps it more interesting and varied.
And do you enjoy dressing up?
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you cosplayed at like conventions or anything, or not yet?
No, I had an application to perform at Dragon Con. I haven't heard back from them though.
I'm going to get to Dragon Con one of these years. We keep saying we're going to go. And
You haven't gone, Gina?
I have never been. No.
I thought you would have gone. You go.
We have tried. And every time we've planned to go, like, all right, we're going to go get the hotel room. And somebody decides that Frank has to be their best man at their wedding. So that weekend. So almost every time. So we haven't
That's kind
yet.
of rude of them. That's all I can say.
Yeah, just a little bit. But so that'll be neat. I imagine they have to get to you soon, though, right? Because if you're trying to book.
Well, they can always just ghost me. About 90% of people that as well. That's always an option.
Let's see. So
that
would be neat to see, though. That would be. I'd love to.
Yeah, I think it would be.
I just got an interesting email, so sorry about that. From American Idol, go figure. So you dress up, you do that. Do you have a whole slew of costumes, or not too many? I haven't seen too many. Do you mix them up, or are you going?
Yeah,
to
I try to
more,
mix them up.
or...
I'm trying to get more because it always helps, like, to keep it varied a little bit. And I see obviously like people that just do cosplay can sustain social media well just on that. If I mix that with the wheel, it would create a lot more longevity. And I've lately just been trying to like feed back any money I get from like YouTube up into more to ultimately help out or go to like training and stuff. So trying to pretty much backfeed everything I make from it right now to grow things.
Well, that makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
If any of our listeners wants to hire you, what's the best contact? Instagram or?
Yeah, Instagram works well.
Okay, because I've got your Instagram up there now, so they can see it. It's
Yeah,
also on our
well.
webpage. If you don't feel like copying that down, you can go to our webpage and get it there. So
where are you getting your costumes right now? Are you making them, or you have somebody making them?
Mainly from Etsy and Amazon right now. A lot of places don't actually have good guys' costumes. It's disappointing.
Right. Yeah, I've seen the ones that are kind of just slapped together, and I noticed that yours were of good quality. So I didn't know if you made them.
I think it really helps to get things that are actually like good quality and not just like Spirit Halloween level stuff.
Exactly.
The Halloween stuff would just die as soon as you spun around 3 times.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah. So you've got stuff you can move in too, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And not to get too hot, which is that spandex boy. I can tell you gets very warm. So I imagine between the lights and the the movement and everything that straight up spandex would not do well. I see a lot of them are head to toe costumes for you. So you don't want anything that's going to hinder your vision or anything like that. So do you the movements that you do depend on the costumes that you're wearing? Do you like choreograph that kind of thing, or is it?
Yeah, like sometimes like the big wings can kind of like limit things a little bit, but mainly just it's all kind of the same usually, which I think is good to keep it kind of consistent because like if I get hired and I want a specific thing, I can kind of just do the same thing regardless of what I'm wearing, which kind of helps.
Right. Yeah, it's a good idea too. I thought of that.
Yeah. Do you let's see, do you have a favorite move on the wheel or not really?
Probably there's one called like coin spin, or it's like you go upside down and you can like hold it and like just kind of stay upside down. It's really neat.
Oh, and be twirling around on the bottom, you mean?
Yeah, like upside down.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that. I would get so dizzy doing that. I don't even want to think about it. So, I can barely handle roller coasters, let alone doing something like that.
Yeah, you go upside down more than any roller coaster ever built. So, in fact, I did a video where it's like I duetted the roller coaster of a world record for most inversions and had like a counter and then beat it. So,
wow, very neat.
Yeah, that is. Oh, don't even want to think about that.
So when you're spinning, do you have to like pick a spot like a dancer would do, where you pick a spot so that you don't get dizzy?
No, basically, I don't know why, but like I just never got dizzy. Like my parents would like they took me to the doctor like because they like noticed when I was like 4 years old, I just go on like these crazy carnival rides and just be completely unfazed like the whole day. So they took me to the doctor and like the doctor sent me to like physical therapy to like see if they could like get my vestibular system like working correctly. And but it didn't actually work. And I remember even my little 5-year-old brain being like, hey, wait a second. If I can spin and not get sick to my stomach versus spin and get sick to my stomach, isn't that kind of a good thing?
Right.
Actually, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I don't think that's something that needs to be fixed.
Wow.
Well, I guess I can see why they were concerned, because everybody else is,
Yeah.
like that.
It's like a superpower. You know? Probably make a good astronaut. Right?
Yeah.
I know
a lot of people said
like,
it looks like astronaut training.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know just going into one of those machines, I was nauseous. So I can't, I imagine you would be fantastic at that. Something to think about.
I'm about the only one that I know that can handle the ride Mission Space at Disney World and be completely unfazed.
That's the one I went on it once and I regretted it. Frankly, was like, I'm going all the time.
My mom said she almost died. My dad said she almost died. I see plenty of like influencers say they lie on it too, but I think it's fun. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I wanted to like it.
It all depends, But anyway, Arc 54 has got a side note, and I'll post this up, and Luke may freak out. I love how
I was born in Ukraine, and the original wheel I got came from like the same town as I was born in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. How she found that out, she does deep research. But I'll read it to people that are listening only audio. I love how the wheel you have was built in the Ukraine, and the connection to the fact that you were born there. Destiny called for you to do this.
Exactly. It's like, it wasn't a very big town either. And it's like, it's not like it's some huge industrial operation making those Cyr wheels. It's like a guy on Etsy. Like, so the fact that a small niche business was operating in a small town where I was born in this other country, and then I ended up doing it, pretty neat. I kind of wonder if like maybe I'm related to him somehow.
You might be. Who knows? At least distantly.
Yeah,
but have you tried to look and see if you were?
Not yet. I think he moved to Poland after things started going south in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his operation is still up and kicking on Etsy, which is really cool.
Oh, that is
cool. Only makes the wheels, or does he make other things?
He makes the wheels. He makes LED wheels. He makes aerial hoops and other aerial stuff. He makes all kinds of circusy type stuff. It's really neat.
Wow. I guess I never thought about making that, who makes the trapeze or who makes the tight ropes or anything, So yeah. It's interesting to think that there's a craftsman somewhere that hand makes this equipment. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Now I lost what I was going to say.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry.
No, it's old brain stuff. It's like terrible. It'll come to me in a second. I remember now. I did see some other videos that you were working with a ring outside, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's called an aerial hoop.
Oh, okay. I don't see very many videos of that. Do you prefer your Cyr wheel better than?
I'm not doing them both, but I feel like the LED Cyr wheel draws in more general people.
That's probably true. That's what got me. So, and then I saw the other later, and I go, oh, he does that too. Yeah. But which do you prefer, one or the other, or it doesn't matter?
I don't know. I like them equally. They're kind of different, so that's cool.
They are different, yeah. Do you think you can do more tricks with the outside with the ring, or?
Yeah, probably. There's more you can do probably because you're not so constrained to being in it, spinning, and having to balance it early.
Well, I assume you know the one who was on America's Got Talent, Aiden Bryant. That did
Oh no, I haven't heard of him.
Oh, okay. So he did a lot of rings and things and not trapeze, but up because he practiced on his tree and did that. Cool. And that was kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. He was in, he was in America's Got Talent and Champions. He won Champions, but wow. It's something similar, but you do it on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
So what are your aspirations? Are you planning, like, do you want to go off and do maybe Cirque du Soleil or something like that?
Yeah, that'd be awesome to be in Cirque du Soleil. I've been trying to a few college classes I'm finishing up online, but I've started sending out applications and stuff and scouring these job boards and stuff for like Cirque du Soleil and cruise ship gigs.
Uh-oh. Did we lose? No, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, the cruise ship thing too is always they have some. We went on one once, and they do have some really quality entertainment on the ships that are unique. That sounds fantastic. Not to mention you get to go to all those different places too.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, and Cirque du Soleil, I think they've already been on the cutting edge. So, they've got all these different kinds of acts that they look into depending on what their theme is. Like,
yeah.
They had a behind the scenes show for a while, for one season, I guess. And it was so fascinating on where they found the acts and the gymnasts and all that stuff that they would just sew together into this one cohesive storyline. And
that's cool.
It just sounds like, and the fact that you were able to just train yourself, that just,
that's what gets me. I mean that you did it yourself during COVID when we couldn't do much.
And, what it takes.
There's a lot of wipeouts in the beginning.
I bet so. But you didn't hurt yourself seriously, did you?
No, I've had bad wipeouts from pole vault and biking. Like, I've smashed my face into skate park ramps. I've slammed off my handlebars into trees and on the mountain bike trail and fallen off the pole vault pole and then missed the mats and just landed in rocks. Like, that's not fun. So
that does not sound like fun
compared to some stuff I've done.
That does not sound like fun at all.
No.
Yeah, we have had a couple of guests that have been in Cirque du Soleil, and they say they loved it, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a commitment.
It was a big commitment.
Right.
And I had one guest that was supposed to go out right before COVID. He had made a 7-year commitment on the thing, and he was upset because they canceled it because of COVID, but so he did something else. But I mean, more power to you. I mean, that's a good goal. But it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got several shows, right? They do. I know there's a Disney has a Cirque du Soleil, like their own tent. And right. And then Las Vegas.
They have different shows they run all over.
Right.
Yeah. Then they have the traveling shows and the ones that go to Europe and come to the United States. They go all over the place. So
yeah, very neat. I know the one that they just had in Las Vegas was, I think it was water based. It was
I think it was called.
Yeah, I think it was. I think that was it.
Oh, was that it?
I think it was.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Arc54 says every athlete does some form of warm up. What do you use? She says, I'm thinking yoga or Pilates. Oh, yeah, that she would.
Well, it's like you can kind of just spin around in the wheel and not really do like crazy tricks. Like the basic movement is not really any more strenuous cross country skiing once you like get the hang of it. So like you can kind of warm up and get your heart rate going that way, kind of. But I also do have like a little Pilates machine I use for stretching and stuff. But honestly, it's a much like lower impact workout than like lifting 500 pounds gym. Is what I found.
Well, that sounds a little crazy, but if anybody else, I see we got some viewers, but everyone's being quiet, but that's okay. If you are looking at us on Instagram or on X, we cannot see your comments. So if you want to go to our Talented Universe page, ndbmedia.net/TU.html, Luke's link is right at the top there, and you can just hit, watch video, and you can go there. And if you have any questions, because we're going to be going off and within 5 minutes, so I'd like to get people on there if they do have a question for Luke, so we can get them in on the show before we go off. So Luke, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
Yeah, like one thing I do is solve Rubik's Cubes. I have a collection of about 300 Rubik's Cubes, and I can solve it in about 30 seconds.
Oh, I hate you.
I have never been able to.
I didn't say this. I do have a Rubik's Cube right here.
Oh, that is so maddening.
It is, isn't it?
It is. I never could do them.
I could get one side.
Here, you want me to solve it?
Oh yeah, might as well, just to make me mad. Yeah. Uh-oh, it's coming close. Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just hate it when they do that. I do. It's like I never could do it. I remember when they came out and it was like everybody had one and I couldn't do it. So
yep. Mine sat there collecting dust after I tried for hours, and I was just like, okay.
I never could get it back again, right?
Nope.
Yeah, see, I understand that. Thanks, Elizabeth, for the like on Facebook. I appreciate that. If there aren't any other questions, Luke, do you have anything in final to say, or places people what they need to do, what you'd like them to do, like tell people at Dragon Con that you want to go or whatever? Or
yeah, and tell people at Dragon Con that I applied. You could tell about every cruise line that you can think of that I applied. Still waiting on them, or Cirque du Soleil. America's Got Talent, applied twice, ghosted twice there.
That's hard. It's hard to get in there. It really is.
Yeah. Or if you just want entertainment for an event, let me know.
Well, there you go. And you're in Michigan, right?
Yeah, but
how far will you travel?
I'll travel anywhere if the travel costs are covered, because like the Cyr Wheel breaks down and can fly as checked luggage on planes and stuff, so that's really nicely.
Oh, that makes a difference, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking,
funny looks from TSA though.
I bet. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Right.
I can imagine.
Exactly.
I can imagine.
I also use a reused case because it protects it really well, but that doesn't help my case at all.
Right.
No. No, they look and it's electronic and they go.
Yeah, and there's the Wi-Fi router that controls all the lights on it. It's just a black box with a big antenna and one button.
Oh, that's not good at all.
No, no. And I can't imagine they see too many of those.
No, not good at all. I have a collection
Unless-
of note PSA lead on eBay right through it about a dozen times.
Oh, I bet.
One of these times I'm just going to put all the notes back in when I pack it up. So when I open it, be like, yeah, this is the 15th time you've actually opened this up. And it's still nothing bad, just so you know.
They probably just want to see what it is.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, Luke, thanks for joining us tonight. And I hope you get some more bookings soon, and you can travel and scare those TSA people with your luggage.
Thank you.
And so I'd like to say, everyone, good night and take care. And we are out of here. Watch our webpage to see who's our next guest, which I haven't scheduled anybody yet, but it should be soon. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.